Welcome to my channel. Let me ask you one honest question. Why do you forget English words just when you need them the most? You learn a new word today. You read it. You repeat it. You even write it in your notebook. But tomorrow, when you want to speak, your mind becomes blank. The word is gone. Your confidence goes down. And you start thinking, why does this always happen to me? Why do new English words disappear from your mind after one day? Why do you remember words while reading, but forget them while speaking? Why does your English feel weak even after so much effort? Many learners think the problem is memory. They say, my memory is poor. Some say, I am too old to learn English. Others think, English is not for people like me. But listen carefully. This is not the truth. The real problem is the method you are using. You were taught to memorize long word lists. You were taught to translate every word into your own language. You were taught to learn English like an exam subject. But English is not a subject. English is a skill. And skills are built through practice, not pressure. What if I told you that forgetting words is normal? What if I told you that even fluent speakers forget words sometimes? What if I told you that vocabulary grows naturally when you learn words in the right way? Learning English vocabulary is not about forcing your brain. It is about using words again and again in simple situations. It is about hearing, speaking, feeling, and repeating words in daily life. In this video, you will learn effective, simple, and real techniques. Techniques that do not confuse you. Techniques that do not scare you. Techniques that actually work for beginners. You will learn how to make words stay in your mind. You will learn how to turn daily life into an English classroom. You will learn how to grow your vocabulary step by step, without stress. So stay with me till the end of this video. Do not skip. Because one small idea in this video can change the way you learn English forever. And when you use the right method, English words will stop running away from you. They will come to you naturally. Chapter 1: Why most English learners fail to build vocabulary, and how to fix it. Most English learners start with hope. They buy books. They download apps. They write long lists of words. Every day, they try to memorize 10, 20, sometimes even 50 new words. At first, it feels good. They feel busy. They feel serious. They feel like they are learning. But after some time, something painful happens. The words do not stay. When they read, the words look familiar. But when they speak, the mind becomes empty. The learner feels confused and disappointed. They ask themselves, why am I studying so much, but still not improving? Let me tell you a simple truth. This problem is very common. You are not alone. And most importantly, you are not failing because you are weak. You are failing because you are using the wrong method. Many learners believe vocabulary means knowing many difficult words. They think more words means better English. So they memorize words like a machine. Word, meaning, word, meaning. But the brain does not work like that. The brain does not remember words without life. It needs emotion. It needs usage. It needs repetition in a real way. When you memorize a word without context, your brain has nothing to hold. The word comes in today and goes out tomorrow. Think about how you learned words in your first language. Did you memorize lists? No. You heard words again and again. You used them in daily life. You felt them. That is why those words live inside you. English is the same. But most learners forget this simple fact. There is another big reason why learners fail. Fear. Fear of mistakes. Many learners know words, but they are afraid to use them. They wait for perfect English. They wait for perfect grammar. They wait for confidence. But confidence never comes before action. It comes after action. When you do not use words, your brain thinks they are not important. Slowly, those words disappear. Let me tell you a short story. There was a learner who knew many English words. He could understand movies with subtitles. He could read articles. But when someone spoke to him in English, he froze. His heart beat fast. His mouth stayed closed. He knew the words, but he could not use them. Why? Because he had only seen the words. He never owned them. He never used them in his own sentences. He never allowed himself to make mistakes. This is the difference between seeing a word and owning a word. Seeing a word means you recognize it when you read or hear it. Owning a word means you can use it without thinking. You can speak it. You can feel it. You can connect it with your life. Most learners only see words. Very few own them. Another painful truth is this. Many beginners feel stuck at the same level for years. They say, I am still basic. They say, I am still beginner. This happens because they keep changing words, but never build depth. They learn many words once, but never repeat them. But vocabulary does not grow wide first. It grows deep first. Using 10 simple words again and again is more powerful than memorizing 100 new words and never using them. Here is a surprise that many learners do not know. Forgetting words is normal. It is not failure. Even fluent speakers forget words sometimes. Forgetting does not mean your brain is weak. It means your brain needs the word again in a meaningful way. When you meet the word again, and again, and again, your brain slowly says, this word is important. That is how memory is built. So what is the fix? The fix starts with a mindset shift. Words are not exams. Words are tools. You do not learn a hammer by memorizing its definition. You learn it by using it. The same is true for words. A word is useful only when you use it to express your thought. Stop asking, how many words do I know? Start asking, how many words do I use? Stop running after difficult vocabulary. Start building a strong foundation with simple words. Use them in your daily life. Speak to yourself. Write small sentences. Make mistakes without shame. When you change the method, everything changes. Vocabulary stops feeling heavy. Learning stops feeling boring. English becomes part of your life, not a subject. And when you learn words the right way, they stay with you naturally. This chapter is important because it clears the confusion. It removes guilt. It removes fear. In the next chapters, you will learn simple techniques to build vocabulary step by step. Techniques that work with your brain, not against it. And when you use them, you will finally feel progress. Not fast, but real. And real progress always lasts. Chapter 2. Learn words naturally through daily life, not through books alone. Most English learners believe that learning vocabulary means sitting with books, dictionaries, and notebooks for hours. They believe that if they close the book, learning stops. But this belief is one of the biggest reasons why vocabulary feels hard and slow. The truth is very simple. English is already around you. You do not need to search for it. You need to notice it. Look at your daily life. You wake up. You check your phone. You open apps. You watch videos. You walk on the street. You buy things. You eat food. English is everywhere in small pieces. But most learners ignore it because they think learning only happens in study time. This is a big mistake. When you learn words through real life, they stay longer. Why? Because the brain loves meaning. The brain loves situations. A word learned in a real moment becomes part of a memory, not just a definition. Let me give you a simple example. You are eating breakfast. You see tea, bread, sugar. Instead of thinking in your own language, say the words in English in your mind. I am drinking tea. I am eating bread. These are simple sentences. They are not advanced. But they are powerful. When you repeat these sentences every day, the words become natural. You do not forget them, because you live them. Now think about walking outside. You see shops, roads, people, buses. Say in your mind, I am walking. The road is busy. I see a shop. This is not translation. This is thinking. You are not moving words from one language to another. You are connecting English directly to life. Many beginners think big words make good English. This is not true. Simple sentences are stronger than big words. Big words look impressive on paper, but simple sentences build fluency. Fluency is not about showing vocabulary. Fluency is about expressing ideas easily. And easy expression comes from simple words used again and again. Here is an important moment. You already know more English than you think. You know words like phone, bus, shop, water, food, time. You use them every day, but you do not count them. When you start using these words in sentences, confidence grows. Slowly, English stops feeling foreign. Your mobile phone is a powerful English classroom. Change your phone language to English. Read simple messages. Notice new words. Do not write them all down. Just notice them. When you see a word many times, your brain learns it naturally. Your room is also a classroom. Look at objects and name them in English. Table, chair, door, window, light. This may sound childish, but it works. Children learn faster than adults because they connect words to objects, not translations. Shopping is another great opportunity. When you buy something, say in your mind, I need this. This is cheap. This is expensive. These sentences are useful. You can use them anywhere. When you learn words in useful situations, they stick. Now let us talk about emotions. Emotions make words strong. When you feel happy, sad, tired, or excited, say it in English in your mind. I am happy. I feel tired. I am excited. These words connect with feelings, and feelings help memory. A word learned with emotion is not forgotten easily. One big mistake learners make is translating everything. Translation slows learning. It creates a wall between you and English. Instead of asking, "What is this word in my language?" ask, "When do I use this word?" Thinking in English starts small. One sentence. One thought. One moment. Here is a simple daily routine that feels easy. Morning, think in English for 5 minutes. Afternoon, speak one English sentence to yourself. Evening, watch a short video and notice 3 words. That is all. No pressure. No heavy study. Just small steps. And here is the emotional relief many learners need to hear. You do not need expensive courses. You do not need hard books. You do not need to study all day. You need awareness. You need consistency. You need patience. When learning becomes part of daily life, stress disappears. Fear becomes smaller. Vocabulary grows slowly but strongly. This chapter is about freedom. Freedom from books only. Freedom from pressure. In the next chapter, you will learn smart techniques to help words stay in your mind for a long time. And when daily life and smart techniques work together, English becomes natural. Chapter 3: Smart Techniques to Remember Words Forever. Even if you forget easily, many English learners say one sentence again and again. I forget words very fast. They believe forgetting is their biggest enemy. They feel frustrated. They feel disappointed. They feel tired of trying. But here is a surprising truth that can change everything. Forgetting is not the enemy. Forgetting is part of learning. The real problem is not forgetting a word. The real problem is never returning to it. Your brain is not a hard disk. It does not save information just because you want it to. The brain saves what it uses. It saves what feels important. And this is why smart techniques matter more than effort. When repetition, emotion, and usage work together, words stay naturally. Let us start with the most important rule. Never learn a word alone. A word alone is weak. A word inside a sentence is strong. For example, learning the word decision alone is hard. But learning it in a sentence like I made a decision today is easy. When you repeat the sentence, you repeat the word with meaning. Meaning makes memory strong. This is why repeating words in sentences is powerful. Every time you say the sentence, your brain understands when and how to use the word. Slowly, the word becomes automatic. You do not think. You just speak. Now let us talk about speaking to yourself. Many learners feel shy to speak in front of others. That is okay. You do not need people to practice. You need honesty. Speaking to yourself is one of the fastest ways to build vocabulary. When you talk to yourself, there is no fear. There is no judgment. There is no pressure. You can speak while walking, while cooking, while sitting alone. Describe what you are doing. I am washing my hands. I am opening the door. I am waiting. These sentences may look small, but they are very powerful. They train your brain to use words naturally. The more you speak, the more words come easily. Another smart technique is using short stories and imagination. The brain loves stories. Even small stories create strong memory. Take 3 words and make a simple story. For example, words like rain, bus, and late. You can imagine, it is raining. I am waiting for the bus. I am late. This story is simple, but your brain remembers it because it has images and emotion. Imagination helps words stick. You do not need long stories. 2 or 3 sentences are enough. When you imagine a situation, your brain thinks it is real. And real experiences are remembered longer. Now let us talk about writing. Many learners write long notes. They write pages and pages. Then they never read them again. This is wasted effort. Writing small daily sentences is much better. 1 sentence a day is enough. Write something about your life. Today I feel tired. I learned a new word. I watched a video. These sentences connect English to your real life. When you write short sentences, you focus on usage, not perfection. Writing also slows your thinking, which helps memory. When you see your own sentence again, the word feels familiar and personal. Now here is something very important. Mistakes help learning. Yes, mistakes help. When you make a mistake and correct it, the brain remembers it more strongly. A corrected mistake stays longer than a perfect sentence. Many learners avoid mistakes, but this blocks growth. When you allow mistakes, learning becomes faster. Here is another surprise. Returning to a forgotten word makes it stronger. The first time you forget a word, do not feel bad. When you see it again and remember it faster, your brain is building a strong connection. Forgetting, then remembering, is how memory becomes deep. Let me give you a simple 5-minute daily technique. Choose 1 sentence. Repeat it 3 times out loud. Change 1 word in the sentence and repeat again. For example, I am happy today. Then say, I am tired today. I am busy today. This takes only 5 minutes, but it trains your brain to use words flexibly. This technique feels easy. It feels possible. And that is why it works. Learning should not feel heavy. It should feel doable. Here is the confidence boost you need to hear. You can remember words even if you forget easily. You are not broken. You just needed the right method. When you repeat with meaning, speak without fear, imagine stories, write small sentences, and accept mistakes, vocabulary grows naturally. This chapter is about action. No confusion. No complex rules. In the next chapter, you will learn how to turn vocabulary into confidence and fluent English. And when words move from your mind to your mouth, real fluency begins. Chapter 4. Turn vocabulary into confidence and fluent English. Learning English vocabulary is important, but learning alone is not the final goal. The real goal is speaking. The real goal is confidence. Vocabulary growth is not complete until words come out of your mouth naturally, without fear and without heavy thinking. Many learners know this, but they do not know how to move words from the mind to the mouth. That is why they feel stuck. They understand English, but they cannot speak it. Let me tell you something very clear. Fluency does not come from knowing more words. Fluency comes from using the words you already know. When you start using words daily, confidence starts growing quietly. You may not notice it on the first day. You may not notice it in 1 week. But slowly, something changes. English stops feeling heavy. The first step is to allow yourself to speak slowly. Many learners want to speak fast because they think fast English means good English. This is not true. Slow English is clear English. Slow English gives your brain time to choose the right word. Slow English reduces fear. Even advanced speakers speak slowly when they want to be clear. So do not rush. Speak one sentence. Pause. Then speak the next. Perfection is another trap. Waiting to speak perfect English will keep you silent forever. Perfect English is not required for communication. Clear English is enough. People understand effort, not perfection. When you stop chasing perfection, your words flow more easily. Now let us talk about personal vocabulary. You do not need every English word. You need your words. Words that you use in your life. Words related to your work, your home, your thoughts. When you build a small but strong personal vocabulary, English becomes useful. Useful English creates confidence. For example, if you talk about daily life, learn words for daily life. If you talk about work, learn words for work. Do not copy someone else's vocabulary. Build your own. This makes learning faster and more meaningful. Consistency is the real secret. Motivation comes and goes. Some days you feel excited. Some days you feel tired. But consistency stays. 5 minutes every day is better than 1 hour once a week. When you practice daily, your brain stays connected to English. Small daily practice slowly builds advanced level fluency. Let me share a powerful story. There was a learner who was afraid to speak English. His voice shook. His mind went blank. But he decided to speak one sentence every day. Just one. Some days it was wrong. Some days it was broken. But he continued. After months, his fear became smaller. His sentences became longer. One day, he spoke without fear. Not perfect, but confident. This is how progress looks in real life. Now imagine yourself. Imagine speaking English calmly. Imagine expressing your thoughts without panic. Imagine making mistakes and still continuing. This is possible. Not in one day, but step by step. Beginners often ask, can I reach an advanced level? The answer is yes. But not by jumping. By walking. Every simple sentence is a step. Every small practice is progress. Advanced speakers were once beginners who did not quit. Here is the strongest message of this chapter. Fear should never stop learning. Fear is a sign that you care. Use it, do not run from it. Speak even when your voice shakes. Use words even when they are simple. Confidence grows after action, not before. English is not about being better than others. It is about being better than yesterday. When you focus on progress, not comparison, fluency comes naturally. This chapter ends the journey, but your learning continues. You now understand vocabulary, practice, memory, and confidence. You have the tools. You have the method. All you need is patience and courage. If you keep going, one day you will look back and smile. You will realize that English is no longer scary. It is part of you. And that is real fluency. If this video helped you understand English vocabulary in a new way, if it showed you that learning words does not have to be hard or stressful, if it made English feel simple, real, and possible for you, subscribe to this channel. Because here, we do not rush. Here, we do not scare beginners. Here, we learn English step by step, in a calm and honest way. Like this video if you believe English is not just a language, but a skill that can change your confidence, your thinking, and your future. Like it if you believe small daily practice is more powerful than big promises. And now, I want you to take one small action. Comment below and write one new English word you will start using from today. It does not have to be a big word. It does not have to be perfect. Just one word. When you write it, you take the first step. When you use it, you make it yours. Stay connected with this channel. Because your English journey does not end here. It starts here.